What's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless program. This will be for February.
February or February?
February. No, this will be for February. February 20th.
No, I'm just playing around.
Feb 20th. How about that? 2019 of our Lord
And Savior
I'm fucking tired,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
I'm starting this off with I'm tired.
Was a lady.
I'm one of your hosts, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth. And as always, we have...
Cocaine.
All right, I'm awake now. What's
Yeah.
up?
Woo!
So you just got back from Seattle.
Did
shows up at the Underground. I actually just sent an email to Fox about doing a weekend at what?
I fucking went on him like that. I was like, to all the crowds. I said, hey, people who listen to the show, they can't see my maneuvers. But if you're watching on YouTube, you see this shit. And that's what I did to the audience.
So you did, Thursday you did what'd you do, a theater?
Yeah, we were at the some theater in Olympia. I can't remember the name.
Some fucking theater.
But being a person who never does theaters,
Yeah.
then to do a theater, 600 people, I'm not used to that type of rolling laughter that comes in at you. So
You can take out rolling.
I'm not used to laughter.
Yeah. Go back on the sentence. Let's see. All right.
But I wasn't. There was a delay.
Yeah.
So there was a delay from when I was talking when it hit the speakers.
There was a delay from when you were on stage.
Yeah.
Versus when Kelsey was on stage.
Yeah,
like
there was a huge-
there's no laughter when I was on, and then Kelsey got on.
And Kelsey got on. But it was weird to be like blah 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 punchline, and I was about to start talking again, going, "Oh, that just bombed," and then you hear "ha ha" just come in late, so that was a little odd. But work with Brett Hamill, which is cool, and Bent Washburn, who's really really funny, and one of those old school clean guys that's also hilarious, doesn't need to curse or be dirty. And then Kelsey, and then it was a good night. And
How much time did you guys all do?
I did 10, and then it was
Who hosted?
me.
Oh, okay, you hosted.
And then it was Bent at 40, and then
Jesus.
and then there was an intermission, and then I had to bring him back by doing another 5, which I hadn't.
Oh.
I was like, I wasn't prepared for that. So
Yeah.
I just was like, I don't know how to. But anyway, so then Brett Hamill came in. He did 15, and then Kelsey closed in doing 30.
Nice.
It was it was a good show. And then we had Tacoma or Seattle Underground, and I've been trying to get a clean tape.
Yeah.
So my first 7 minutes of my set are clean of the 30 minutes or 30 to 20 minutes that I was doing over the weekend. And I before trying to get this tape, I had shows I was featuring, not trying to get any like clean tape. No one heckled me.
Oh, gotcha.
As soon as I start getting fucking tape, people they have all kinds of stuff to say. And it's not even like heckling like you suck heckling. It's like, hey, I'm helping the show. Hey, at one point I do the joke about how like I shave my head, and then I tell this whole joke about how Kelsey's out of my league, and then one woman, and I'm trying to get a fucking clean tape. One woman goes, "It's 'cause you're bald," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. That's the joke." And then I go, and then I'm like, "Man, I hate birds," and I go into my whole bit about hating birds. One guy's like, "Yeah, man, birds are the worst," and I go, "Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, birds are the worst." He goes, "I hate them." I'm like, "Oh no, it's not a conversation, man."
It's your clean set, and he's like, "Yeah, man, fuck those birds, fucking cunts." You're
Those
like,
cunt birds.
Yeah, you're like, well, there goes that.
I kill them, I fuck them.
You submit that, and you
Jesus.
just go. I mean, my set's clean.
I mean, everything that comes out of my mouth is clean.
I mean, hopefully you don't have any hecklers that are dirty.
But yeah, so I just thought that was pretty interesting that I try to get clean tape. And
So still didn't get it.
No, I eventually got
yeah.
it, and I even forgot. I was like, I went up there, and the first thing out of my mouth was something that normally I do dirty, but just based on instinct, I said I did clean.
Right.
And then I was like, oh yeah. I look back and I see Kelsey's like near the tape,
Right.
or near the camera, and I'm like, oh yeah, clean tape. I'm like, dummy. And it's sold out. So
nice.
and they're hot. So I was like, because Coletta came in.
Nice.
To do
Mikey.
Mikey came in to do a guest set. And so I was like, oh,
Did Phil Fox?
Phil Fox did not.
That's why it was a hot crowd.
Yeah. And Coletta was able to fucking... Coletta's got some this new material that's really, really fucking funny. And so he set me up perfectly. So.
Nice. What's his new material?
He's got this whole bit about how when his vice is eating.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's... when he eats by himself, he doesn't want to eat by himself, but he's too embarrassed to eat in front of people, so he'll just bake a bunch of pizzas and then use the pizza boxes and put clothes on them so they're people. But he'll put lady clothes on them, so there's a healthy guy to girl ratio, but it's still a sausage party because they're pizzas.
Oh, God.
It's so fucking good. I'm not doing it justice.
Yeah. It's funny you were saying that because I wasn't trying to get a clean set. I have some clean sets or whatever, but I had a 12 o'clock noon show Sunday. Dave Neal at the Fourth Wall, which I'd never been to. Have you ever been to the Fourth Wall?
I've been to it when it's at the 7-Eleven in North Hollywood. There's like a couple locations now.
Oh.
He's like branded the guy. I can't remember his name, but he's branded it as Fourth Wall. But I
there's
saw...
a 7-Eleven right next door and like a Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what. So Dave sold out like his SAP show thing. For his podcast, Sex Actually podcast.
Yes.
Little shout out to Dave Neal and his girlfriend. So there's a bunch of comics, and I guess I'm closing it out. And I was like, oh, I didn't tell you this. So backing up a little bit, why I was like, I wanted to but I wanted to do like a clean set, like long. So Kev hits me up, our buddy Kev on stage. Tony Baker is not feeling well. He's sick. So he's been having like dizzy spells. You know?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. But he's getting that checked out, so he can't go out on the road this weekend. So Kev hit me up and he was like, are you doing anything this weekend? I was supposed to do the Slow Fest, but he's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's like a festival. They put you up and stuff, and it's supposed to be pretty good. And he's like, they pay you? And I was like, well, no, but I mean, they put you up and they feed you. And he's like, ugh. And so he was like, well, you want to come out on the road feature for me? So I was like, yeah. Yeah. So I had to email Slow Fest. So I was like, how much do you want me to do? Like 30 minutes clean? And then I'm like, one little sweat. Bing. Because it's not even like, I think we could both do 45 minutes clean. Yeah. But it's not like corporate clean.
No. We're not church. I'm not church clean. So there would be a lot of material I wouldn't do.
This is how extreme it is. I was at Flappers with Kevin. He was trying to work out a joke about the premises. He talks about he likes to pee sitting down.
Right.
Yeah. And so as he's talking about the joke, he's like, sometimes I'll cross my legs and blah, 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 and goes on with the joke. And afterwards I was like, you should say, you tuck, of course. And he goes, oh, no, I can't say tuck at church. And I was like, you can't say tuck? And he goes, no. I go, it's not even sexual. You're just talking about you're peeing and you tuck. He goes, yeah, no, I can't say tuck. So I'm like, what? So with me doing this this weekend with him, I wanted to, these two nights or these two shows, they were both day shows at noon and at 4 o'clock. And I was like, okay, I'm doing like 15 to 30, I think they're giving, or 15 to 20 they're giving me on both shows. So I was like, okay, I'll do clean. So the first one at the Fourth Wall, I went up and I told everybody, I go, look, this isn't my usual material or necessarily how I would do my usual material. I got to do a church. So I got to be crystal clean, but I don't usually work that way. So if something doesn't work, I'll probably bail on it and just start swearing. And that's exactly what happened. Like I think I started off with a really dirty joke just to be like, here's one of the dirty ones. And then let me do clean. And then halfway through, I was like, forget it. So that's pretty much how the second set too.
You did that in the car when you were trying to work out.
Oh yeah,
a clean set, and we were on the way.
That's right.
We were on the way to the show, and you were like, "Can I just say this set out loud, clean?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So for like
do what you got to do.
For like 40 minutes, Jay's just reciting his act to me, but in a clean way, and then I'm just sitting there, kind of like looking out. And then you get to the show and you see that there's like 7 people there, and so and then I get up and I start talking about I was doing all my material about my dad being a drug addict. So you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, dude. I went up and sorry, I'm replying to somebody really quickly. And
see, it's all about being in the moment here at the HollingsWorthless program. You want to stay and be near or around the moment. Don't try and live in the past, because how are you gonna win in the future?
You know what the past is?
It's the past.
It's worthless.
It's worthless.
Bringing it all back around. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that small room though was actually fun though.
Oh yeah.
And then like
intimate shows like that.
What was the joke I was doing that you were like? Was it the blacks joke where you can't say blacks or whatever? Where you were in the back and I was like starting to go into it and you were just dying laughing.
Oh yeah, because you were yeah. I think it was
or was it the eating ass thing?
Oh, it was all of it. I think the blacks one because it was a predominantly black audience. So when you're going like, why can't I say blacks? And they're just like, you could say, I remember when you...
What I love about this is anybody that's listening to this or watching this having no idea about that joke. They just think I'm like on stage going, like that's how I open. So guys, I'm just curious, why the fuck can't I say blacks?
Yeah, you can say whites. Yeah. But I think when the first time we worked it out was at the True Story show. And... you were interviewing me about my thing, and then for some reason we got off onto a tangent. It's a sold out show at the Parlor, and for some reason we get off into a tangent.
You got a good memory, Jesus.
And fucking Ralph Porter is sitting in the audience, and he
Ralph Porter's black.
Yeah, he's black, and so you were like, why can't I say? You were asking me why you can't say black.
Well, yeah, but like I think maybe. Somehow it came up, and I must have said like blah blah blah, and it was blacks, and then
Danielle Radford, who's also black, female comic, and she was like, and you were asking me, and I was like, yeah, no, you can't say blacks, and you were like, but why? And I look out and I see Danielle going like this, and I look over and I see Ralph shaking his head no, and I go, because of them, because they are sitting there going, don't say it. So I just go off of what's okay to say and what's not okay to say, just based on their reaction.
I should have been. What do you mean they?
I think you did, and I was like the black people, the blacks.
You know what's funny is Kev wants me to do that joke.
You should. It's not dirty.
I know, but it's also like.
But the part where you're like, "Fuck," it does sound bad.
Well, no, I can just go, yeah, it does sound bad. And also, I don't have to be like a bunch of fucking whites, fucking blacks. But because I told him the joke, I was just telling him, and it wasn't like, I wasn't asking him like, hey, can I do this joke? I was telling him, I think just like, this joke, blah, blah. And I told him like, dude, that's funny. And I'm like, but it's Kev's audience. It's a church audience. And they're going to be expecting Tony Baker. And and Tony has a huge following, and they're gonna, I'm sure they'll be very nice and courteous in the sense of like, oh, we'll give him a clap and everything, but they want Tony,
right?
And so that's already a mark. And then I just go, yeah, what can I say? Blacks, all black audience. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. We'll see. If I do it and it bombs, I'm gonna be like, Kev told me to do that joke. Kev, I'm gonna put it on Kev.
Yeah. No.
But so I'm doing. Yeah. So we're doing like. Friday, we're doing, I think, Lafayette. We're doing San Antonio, Houston. Then we're coming. So that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come back Monday. Here for Monday, Tuesday, and then dude, this is crazy. Wednesday, I told Kev I got to go to Boston next Thursday. So we're coming back Monday. Be here Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday we fly to San Jose, I think. Do a show, and then they're flying me from San Jose to Boston the next day.
No shit.
Yeah.
Kev's the man,
dude. Yeah, he's a pretty good guy, pretty nice. And it's funny too because there's like he's one of those people where you like you could try and find something he won't. He's just a nice dude.
He's too sweet.
Yeah.
I also like when and I'm not like one of these guys.
You what?
Huh?
Oh, you said I'm normally. I thought you were trying to say abnormally or something.
No, normally it's like I gotta know you pretty well before. I'm comfortable with anybody giving me like a touch on the shoulder. But as soon as he like during one of the episodes, he just like grabbed my shoulder, and we don't know each other that well, but he was like grabbing me and like kind of tugging me, and I'm like, wow, why does this feel so nice? Because normally I'd be like, get your fucking hands off me.
You really don't like black people.
No, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
He's Kev's the best, dude. Him and his wife, and actually all of Kev on Stage Studios. Joshy Gons, the cameraman. It's and those Askas we're doing are. It's so interesting. Like we just did the Crip one. Did you see that?
I've seen the clips.
Yeah, the Crips, the clips. No, we did Ask a Crip, and that was pretty dope. But it was some dude. Some guy? I'll comment. I'll look at the comments, and sometimes I'll comment. Some dude goes, "That big Irish dude's corny as fuck," or something like that. And I replied back. I go, "Thanks for the input. I'll try not to be, or let me work on not being as corny as fuck." Bat King, which was his name, was Bat King, and then he replied back. He goes, "You mad?" Emojis, and I was like, "Nah, just enjoying the comments." Fucking idiots, dude. But actually, I mean, it's like one-offs that are like people that are pricks, but 90 to 95% of the people are like, love the show.
You're corny as fuck, though.
Yeah,
real.
corny AF.
You are corny AF.
Corny AF.
You're a corny AF-hole. Burn.
Got it. And then I got this damn phone. Everybody's telling me I got to get an iPhone.
Getting an iPhone.
I'm getting into this iPhone, trying to figure it out. But I don't know, dude. The user interface is so dumb. I'll save that for later because I got to do my worthless.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be the Apple shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the shows were good. You said what's the name? Robert turned the shit around.
Yeah, dude. Robert. Shout out to Robert. Pity, that guy. He really fucking took the underground.
What'd he do, or how?
Well, so for a long time, the underground was run by comics.
Yeah.
And I mean, nothing's really changed because Robert is also a comedian. But comics you don't hire comedians, especially to run a comedy club, because comedians, for the most part, are only concerned with their own time. They just want to get up. And when they hear there's an opportunity to always get up, okay, great. But now they're in control, and a lot of guys don't know how to take that
James.
shit. Yeah, they as soon as the I'm in control hits them, they go one of two ways, and they usually go the one way where it's like, well, I'm the boss, and you can't fucking tell me shit. And then they don't. And again, they're still only they're not concerned with the business. They're just concerned with when they get up,
right?
What their materials sound like, and then who can and cannot go up on their stage.
Exactly.
And so Robert saw the state of the place, and he was like, look, I can turn this around. He was pretty cocky about it. He's like, look, I can turn this shit around.
Did you talk to him about this?
Yeah.
Okay, so he said that to John Fox? Or
yeah, he hit up Fox, and he was like, yo, the guy you got running it now, apparently this dude's name was Chef, and he was like starting fist fights with people.
Yeah.
And he would check all the comics, he would check their bags, because the prices for the drinks were too high, so comics would sneak bottles down. And so now he's checking everybody, and if you don't let him check your stuff, he's going to fist fight you. He's fist fighting delivery drivers who are delivering booze and food and shit. And because there was no incentives for the staff, like tip outs and shit like that, food went to shit. Then because of that, the wait staff didn't care about the customers. Customers started hating even coming down, and so they weren't leaving tips, and the food was shit, so they weren't eating the food, they weren't paying their bills, they were stiffing. So this thing is just, and the guy that's running it is just a comic who doesn't give a fuck. So Robert was like, hey, I'll turn it around. And what he did was fucking ingenious.
So he basically took Chef's job.
He took Chef's job.
Did he fire him?
And yeah, that guy's out.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. So that guy's ousted. Now, what Robert did was he then gave the staff incentive to want to work and work well by upping the tip amount that they get paid out. Not only the bartenders and the wait staff, but also the chefs. So the food became a hell of a lot better once the money went up.
Right.
Then the staff started to care more. The guy who takes tickets, he doesn't let anybody go down unless he checks everything about them, the ticket wise. And then this is the most genius part. And when I was talking to him, I was like, "Is this what you want to do?" He's like, no, I'm a comic. I'm a comic first and foremost. And I'm like, yeah, sure, but you're really good at this.
You should be headlining running clubs.
So what he did was he went on to Yelp, to where all the Yelp reviews of the Underground were.
All the bad ones?
Went to all the bad ones.
Asked them to come back?
Personally emailed them and said, we're under new management. Sorry for your experience. Here's a coupon for a free show. Come in. I guarantee you it'll be a better time. Or it's free. It'll be on me. That drove in so much business.
Damn.
And then because he had turned the morale around, and he runs the light, he does everything that the other guys had to do, except now they finally have a guy who gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And he's so good now that when he went on vacation Sunday, that John Fox was like, "Well, how's this place going to run without you?"
Damn.
Yeah, like Fox didn't want Robert to go on vacation.
Damn.
But because he's just concerned like it's all going to fall apart. And Sunday was great because Robert had implemented he's like, this is how I run it. It's working. The prices, and we had sold out shows. And a lot of that was, Kelsey has a lot of self-helpless fans. They're big fans of her podcast and stuff. And so a lot of that was her. But then another portion of it was Robert's due diligence in marketing and all this shit. And I didn't know that at all going down there. So when Kelsey's like, "Hey, I booked us for the Underground," I was like, "Ugh," because I didn't know what it was gonna be like. And even if we were able to pack it out with Kelsey's fans, it's the Underground. It's run like shit sometimes. Yeah. For since I started comedy, it's never been run right. And Robert, man.
Except for Carl, when Carl was there, Carl and Carl Warmenhoven.
But when they were like, and then they just gave it to whomever.
Yeah.
They offered me the job.
Jeez.
I got offered the job. I'm like, I don't want to fucking run a comedy club. What are you, nuts? I don't want to be the boss.
So what's the plan going to be when Robert's like, okay, I've had enough?
I think they shouldn't have a comic, because the other thing that still sticks with people if you're a comic running a comedy club is, well, now I'm going to do time. And so, I don't hire a comic, because again, Robert's great at what he does, but he's still a comic, and his mindset is going to be like, well, how do I further my comedy career?
Yeah.
So when he leaves, hire a guy, the business side of Robert. Don't hire the comic side of Robert, because if you do, that'll go down the shitter again.
Damn.
Guaranteed. So Robert was fucking great. And we had sold out shows, and they were fucking on fire. They were so good.
That's when that room's packed, it's so good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low ceiling. It's just they're fucking on you. And then you also said you wanted to shit on him a little bit, though.
Yeah, he burned the light.
Knows how to run a club, just doesn't know how to be a comic.
He just went up and it was funny because the Late Show Friday, they weren't having it, and Robert went up and
Weren't having what?
They just weren't having the show for some reason. It was I think like 60 people, which in that room is pretty big. If it seats like 150 or something like that. But 60 people is still pretty big when you pack them all into that little area. And they just, for some reason, weren't really on the host side either. And so Robert...
Oh, they weren't having it as far as like... They weren't enjoying...
They just weren't... Yeah, they came in and then they just weren't feeling the show.
Did you get them?
Yeah, because I went up and I made fun of Robert. Well, I went up and I was like... Because Robert at one point goes, I don't know what you guys want. And then he goes, and then he's like, I'll figure it out. So then he does another joke and he goes, all right, you guys didn't like that one, but I'll get you. And he goes, and then he does another one and he's just like, I just don't know what you guys want. You guys just don't want to laugh. So I was like, that's funny. And then the reason and that's why he burned the light is because he just was trying to get him. And it's like, man, at this point, just bomb, like on purpose.
Just take it.
Just eat shit and fuck them, right? So then the first thing out of I think that put him in my good graces was when I saw Robert up here yelling at you guys for not laughing. I was in the back saying to myself, I can't wait to go up. And they laughed at that. And there were times where I hit something and I'm like, oof, that hurt. That bomb.
Oh.
I hit them with something and I'm like, it's been working all weekend. They're on my side. And then they just, that one they were like,
Did you do merch?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you do? Well, actually?
Shirts.
How'd it go?
Went really well. Got 4 left. Came in with 30.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was a nice selling weekend. Turned everybody onto the podcasts.
I just ordered 130.
Worthless?
No, the Irish, the St. Patty's Day thing.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
To go to Boston. I took, when I did Phoenix last week, I brought out 50 and I sold 30 of them. So, and then I had some basic shirts. I had a bunch of, I think I sold 30 of the Irish and 20 of the basic shirts I had left.
Nice.
And
are you done doing the basic?
I don't know. We'll see.
I think after my album recording, I'm going to stop doing the nerd bit.
I think I'll be done with the basics after I do my album too.
But now I'm thinking well, what next? Like, what other jokes in my act are T-shirt worthy? It took me fucking 8 years to figure out the well actually one, and now I'm going to wait another 8 years. Jay, I got an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Or what'll happen is you'll figure out a shirt, but it'll be from your last album that you don't do the jokes anymore.
Exactly.
I got it! Damn it! That was the one.
What if I did one where it's an all red shirt and it says basic on it? And I don't do a joke. I just go, hey guys, it's just a basic shirt, different font.
Different font.
Come on, you can't. I mean, it's not technically stealing. It's just a basic shirt.
You know what's funny is I think I told you this. I haven't had one black woman buy a basic shirt from me.
Really?
Yeah. So I was thinking of I've had some women come up and be like, "Oh, I'm not basic," or they're like, I would have bought one if it said like advanced. Because of the
advanced
joke,
level?
I say advanced level. So I wrote a note in my phone. I was like, "What about extra? Like you're extra?" So I was like, "Maybe I'll do that. I'll have a shirt that says extra." And then I wrote that over the weekend as an idea. And I go over to Kev's, and his wife has a shirt, gold lettering, says extra. And I was like, I go, "Do you sell these shirts?" And she goes, "Yeah." I go, "Let me show you something interesting." I showed her my note. I was like, "Well, there goes that idea." Yeah.
What if you did a shirt that said advanced level and it looked like video game font?
Could.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think, yeah, the only thing is I like we were saying, I think I'm going to be done with this shirt soon, the basic one. We'll see how St. Patty's Day goes with these Irish shirts.
You think you're better than me?
Did you see the Jesse Smollett? How do you say his name?
I don't know. No.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-mm. Do you not
No.
check the news?
I don't.
You know our president's Trump, right?
Yeah. I know he's Trump. And
What do you know about current events right now?
Apparently, the unemployment rate has never been lower.
What do you know about our current events right now? Do you know that 16 states are suing Trump right now?
For what?
Because he called it. Do you know he called a state of emergency?
No.
You don't know if Jesus, you fucking dunce.
Why am I a dunce? I just don't look at the news. It's depressing. It bothers me, and I learn it from you. So everyone who's like me, who listens to the show, thinks to themselves, I don't look at the news either because I think the way Kane thinks, and I don't want to be depressed. However, it's nice to get the news from Jay, and then we get Kane's take on
my
it.
angry news that because you don't check it. So
come on, just tell me what's up. What happened?
So
You're the newsman. I'm the reaction guy. Say what?
Well, do you know that Trump wanted I think it was like $6 billion for the wall?
Yes.
Do you know Trump ran on he wanted to build a wall?
Yes.
I think Trump, how far back do we have to go?
Trump hates anyone who's not white, and he wants to build a wall to keep out the drugs.
Whoa. Is that what you call them?
No. There's a drug problem in the
illegal
world.
Immigrants.
And illegal immigrants. And he thinks that all Hispanic people are criminals.
Okay. So
that's what I know so far.
I don't even know if you know that. I don't know if that's a.
I know that. He went bankrupt.
He shut. Do you know he shut down the government?
I know about that.
It was the longest in history.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why he shut down the government?
Because he's just tired.
We're closing shop, guys.
I can't do this anymore. I'll do a good Trump, but I don't wanna. I don't want to work.
That you're walking. So, Jesus. Okay, so he wanted funding for his wall.
Yes.
And the Democrats were like, no.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And so he goes, all right, fuck it. We're shutting it down.
Right.
We're shutting this whole motherfucker down.
Right.
So he shut it down for 30 some days, right? Over a month.
Right.
And then they said, okay, we'll come back. I think at that one, the original, what was put in front of him, I think it was like, this is not exact, but let's say it was like 1.7 billion, right? Mm-hmm. Roughly. And he was like, no, I want 6 billion, I think it was. And so nobody was agreeing, so he shut it down. They came back and they go, okay, we got a new, we worked it out. And it's 1.6 billion. It's actually less than what the other one was. And Trump said, okay, I'll sign it, but I'm going to declare a state of emergency. So that's what he did. He signed that bill so the government won't be shut down, but he declared a state of emergency, which basically means like, I'm going to take this funding we've allocated over here for this other shit that should not be used for anything other than this, and I'm going to apply it to the wall.
Oh man, it's real Hail Mary pass.
Yeah, and like it's setting a precedent like no president has ever done this type of. There's been state of emergencies, and there's ones that are still going on that were filed. Do you say filed or
declared?
Declared, yeah. There you go. But nobody's ever been like, no president's ever been like, oh, you won't give me what I want, so I'm going to file a state of emergency or declare a state of emergency. So 16 states are suing him over that.
Good for them.
There's a lot of work for no payoff to fucking get you caught up on current events.
No, that was good. And yeah, so.
And you don't know who Jesse Smollett is from. You don't know about the gay black dude that got attacked?
Jesse Smollett.
Oh, man.
Is this the guy that from Empire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know?
So we talked about this once before.
Do you know what's the newest news?
What's the newest? What's the latest on him?
You don't have any idea?
Was it all made up or?
Well, what it looks like right now, he hired 2 Nigerian black dudes to stage this whole thing.
What?
That's why you look at the news, man. Yeah, so Chicago police, 2 Nigerian brothers, I mean, they're actually brothers, like they're related. They are. They're one I think was his trainer. What's wrong? Don't cover your face. So apparently one I think was his trainer. The other one was an extra on Empire, and they have like. You still laughing at that? Why are you fighting it? Just let it out.
It's just.
Go ahead.
It's just so not needed, but very funny.
I just am clarifying. I don't want you to think by me saying 2 Nigerian brothers, I'm throwing an extra adjective on there. What? What is wrong with you? Oh. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's just so funny when you do that.
Anyways, so one of them was his personal trainer. One of them was an extra on Empire, and apparently, do you remember the story that he had a noose around his neck?
Yeah.
They either have footage or they. By the way, these 2 guys are totally cooperating with the police.
Damn.
And they got paid, I think, $4,000, and they have either footage or a receipt or the fuck is that?
It's my phone. It's plugged in your room.
Ugh, what a shitty ringtone.
I love that ring.
And anyways, they have footage of them buying the rope, and it wasn't even really rope. It was like something else. but there's all kinds of crazy shit. Like, he apparently got attacked with it. Oh, what's his name? Joe Budden. You know who that is? Rapper?
Yeah.
He was talking on this, and I didn't know this, but I guess when this happened, Taraji from Empire and Lee Daniels, I think might be mixing up, but I know Taraji was one of them. Was like, oh my God, when this first happened, pray for Jesse and thoughts and prayers and all this. Let's support him by buying his album. So a lot of people are saying this might have been like, and then her thing got deleted. Her tweet got deleted after that.
No.
And also this guy's got a music video or album cover or something where it's him, and next to him right here is hanging a noose.
So was
what?
So was this all a publicity stunt?
Publicity stunt or hoaxes. That's what they're.
Do you honestly think Taraji P. Henson is like in cahoots?
I don't know. Like they were saying when Joe Budden was talking about it, all the people on there, they're like, that doesn't even sound like Taraji would tweet that. So maybe she has somebody that's running the thing. I don't know, or what.
Right.
But there was somebody else who was saying the same thing, like, support him, get his album, blah blah blah.
I can't see now. Again, I don't know. Like you can't speak for celebrities because I don't know them personally, but I can't see a celebrity as famous as Taraji P. Henson hearing this plan and going, great idea. Yeah. Because when it kicks off, I'll tweet that everyone should buy your album. I don't see how that would benefit. How you hear a plan like that and you don't automatically think to yourself, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
And I'm like,
why would he do that? He's already on television.
Well, that's another thing. So supposedly he's getting written out of the show, and this was his thing. I don't know, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been decided yet. These are just the stuff that's coming in, and it's not looking good for this guy. But the thing I love is the guy doubled down. Like when all this stuff is coming out, he's like, I can't believe people are doubting me and don't believe me. But I think the two brothers turned over their phone records, and there was a call made between them right before. Also found out more info. He made a sandwich at his place and then went downstairs with the sandwich. He didn't go to Subway and get a sandwich. He made a sandwich, and just 2 a.m. Oh, another thing, because he had black and blue marks and scratches. Another thing that came out is supposedly, I heard two different stories. One, he got into a fight with his lover, and that's why he had all the scratches. It wasn't from the attack. And then another one was that he hit on somebody else's man at a gay bar in Chicago and was on his way home and got beat up. There's so much shit though.
So
that's
all right, let's try to piece that together then. Okay, so he's at a bar, and was he at a bar at the place he was attacked, in the city he was attacked?
Yeah.
Okay, so he hits on another guy's man. There's a misunderstanding, or he's like, let's say he says, "Don't you know who I am? I'm so and so on Empire."
Okay.
Let's say that's what he's like. So then
and the guy's like you and goes, "No, I don't know anything.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Stop touching my guy's ass," or whatever's happening, right? Whatever he's doing something that is provoking this guy to want to kick his ass.
Okay.
Stop fucking giving me that look. And so he gets his ass beat. And then he calls up these two Nigerian guys.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that. Because the Nigerian guys said that they hit him and stuff, but it was very light and it wouldn't have caused marks, they were saying.
Maybe they don't know their own power, their own strength.
No, it's Empire. It's not Power.
Oh, that's a good show. And so let's say that, okay, so then all right, let's do the other one.
Keep going. Keep talking.
Let's do the other one. Because the events have to then line up. He has to call these guys and be like, hey,
get the fucking all the stuff.
Yeah, get all the stuff. We're going to pull the trigger on this now. Now let's say, okay. He's at the bar. He provokes the guy on purpose.
Okay.
But you need to have that story from that guy. Otherwise, this doesn't make any sense. So if something comes out to where the guy that whooped his ass comes out and says, yeah, we were at the bar, and he came up, started hitting on my guy. I told him to back off. He said, go fuck yourself. So I whooped his ass, and then he left the bar, and that's when the quote-unquote
Breaking
attack
news.
went down. Breaking news.
So this is 3 hours ago. As Kane was talking, I was looking this up. So a couple things. 8 hours ago or 6 hours ago, Jussie Smollett cut from Empire episodes as attack probe continues. So he's been cut from episodes.
Wow.
3 hours ago, AP reports tip that Smollett and the two brothers together in elevator. Police are investigating a trip that on the night Empire actor Jussie Smollett reported being attacked by two masked men were in an elevator of his apartment building with two brothers later arrested and released. A department spokesman told the Associated Press Tuesday. Police spokesman Anthony blah 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 said the person who lives in the building or was visiting someone there reported seeing the three together the night in question last month. Smollett said two masked men hurled racial and homophobic slurs at him, beat him, and looped a rope around his neck. Police haven't confirmed the person's account. Detectives plan to interview the person. So that was okay. Here's a perfect example. Like, how do I go back? I can't go back.
We're gonna take a quick break from the story,
piece of shit.
so Jay can shit on the iPhone.
It's just so annoying. The iPhone, you can't go back on. Anyways.
So they're there in the elevator with him.
And it hasn't been confirmed yet. You know what, dude? Joe Budden said something crazy too. He was talking about, like, as this was coming out, he initially he was like he thought it was all BS. Mm-hmm. But oh god, dude, I wish I could quote him at how great he worded it. He's like, I'm doubting myself or questioning how I'm questioning the ability to how I think because of how society is right now. Like, you can't.
Yeah, you can't initially come out and say,
yeah,
I think this dude's full of shit, because then they'll jump on you and be like, whatever, you don't believe in him, so you're homophobic, and next thing you know, Budden's career, whatever Budden does, podcasting, and does he put out albums anymore?
I don't know. I know he did. I think he did some stuff with Slaughterhouse, and I saw him do a battle that was kind of weird. He did like a rap battle with some dude that's known for battle rapping.
Well, yeah, but he's right. Yeah, you can't just go.
It's questioning my thinking, making me
look at all the evidence, and then go, hey guys, because he's popular. He's got a huge podcast fan base.
I got to look up the way he worded it was so like I was like, holy shit. Man, it wasn't like it's making me not question how I think, question the ability to think, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Think, and then because then you have to think to yourself, well, why am I? Like, you're almost like questioning yourself. Yeah. Why would I think that way? Why can't I just take the story at face value as what it,
or expressing my thoughts? Or
what's fucking insane to me too is that there was once the invention of the internet happened, like a website came up, there had been nothing but people who have dominated it to then look for and talk about conspiracies in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And say that, you can't trust even the littlest things like radio phone pranks. People are like, look, check out the way that these people talk. Everyone thinks of themselves as like an armchair psychologist. Well, they'll think that like normal people don't think that way, and I have several articles to back up my theory. Blank, right? So to then sit down and think to yourself, okay, I'm not going to be on this very popular show anymore. Here's what I'll do.
Yeah, dude.
How do you think you're going to get away with that? Because there's still people out there that think that 9/11 is an inside job. We didn't land on the moon.
Flat earthers.
Yeah, there's so you're going to come up with you're going to concoct a plan like this. You're going to get caught because people are going to think you're full of shit.
Yeah, dude.
Even if it did happen, there's going to be a big group out there that thinks you're full of shit.
Yeah.
That's just how the internet works now.
Budden was saying, like, he was like, the thing that's great is for him, he's playing off two things: race and homophobia.
Right.
He's like, it's a double whammy, and the media loves that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So then, so of course they're gonna come out and be like, "Look what happened! Look at the state of our country. Like this is a picture of what our country is still like."
Dude.
And then it's like, but wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second. This story doesn't match up.
Yeah, and it fucks over like people in the future. Though, when there is a hate crime, a real hate crime,
right?
You know, it's like, are people going to listen, or are they going to be like, "Oh, is this another Jussie?"
You know, it's a really,
fucking
great comment on that is the assassination of Gianni Versace. You ever watched that show?
No, you told me about that.
So it's about it's the story about Andrew. You think it's going to be about Versace, but it's mostly about the serial killer Andrew Cunanan, and it works its way backwards. You got to watch it, but essentially, there's a lot. It shows a lot of the secrecy in the homosexual community, specifically at that time in the 90s, because you couldn't. They just couldn't come out and be gay. They couldn't. So they had to do the deed in the dark. They had to be themselves.
Wait, hold on.
They had to be themselves. Fuck you. They had to be themselves.
Do the deed in the dark?
Yeah.
You know, the triple D's. Do the deed in the dark. What the fuck?
I'm trying to get I'm trying to sound as intelligent as possible.
Oh, it's working great.
You're picking for the wrong cherry tree. So, but yeah, it's so funny how you're watching it, and the biggest reason this guy was able to get away with it for so long, he like went on his string of murders, and is because for a big portion of the people inquiring, nobody was questioning whether or not they were gay, and if the subject came up, if they were gay, they just didn't want to. They just didn't want to hear it. Like I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I can't. Gay? No, it doesn't. I can't. It was too much for them to handle. So like it's very interesting how like eventually when it got to there's a great scene. There's a great episode where it shows Gianni deciding to come out of the closet. And then it shows another guy, part of the story, who also is coming out, and they juxtapose the two scenes where Gianni is sitting in a beautiful hotel room. He's got a reporter for a major metropolitan newspaper who's sitting there, and they want to discuss the genius of Gianni Versace. Cut over to this dude who's in the Navy, and he has to be backlit with his face dark and his voice modulated, talking about the cruelties he has to suffer being a gay man in the Navy. And he's coming out against the injustice where he fears for his life. He tried to commit suicide at one point. They just will not accept gays in the military. But he can't have his face shown or his career is fucking over.
Oh, yeah.
So they cut over to Gianni, and because he makes clothes, they're like, you're a genius, Gianni, and you're gay, even better. So it's just like the world's not fair.
Yeah.
And it was such a fucking great. That was like one of my favorite scenes to watch.
You said it was really good, right?
Yeah, the show's really good.
I tried to watch. There's the Innocent Man. I got to watch that. It's John Grisham's only true novel he ever wrote.
Oh, really?
Based on true story, and it's on. And Sean said it's dope. I started to watch The Umbrella Academy. Have you seen it?
I saw a trailer. It looked pretty good.
Oh, you follow all that, but not fucking the news.
I mean, I have Netflix.
You have access to the news, too.
Yeah, I do. And I choose not to look at it. I utilize you as a source.
Oh, God.
You're my source.
But I'm like,
for the
I'm
news.
dumb.
So am I.
I'm fucking reading this, and I'm like,
guaranteed there's going to be people who listen to us try to break down this thing and go, you guys just don't get it because of A, B, and C. And you're stupid.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they're not wrong.
Damn, this thing is just straight up Jussie Smollett orchestrated attack. That's just what it says.
I mean, again, you got to wait for the whole story to come out, but speculation is what the news is all about anyway. I basically deleted Twitter, and I don't go out of my way to look at. I don't fucking like hearing about, because every once in a while you'll get on Yahoo News, and then on the front page it'll be like, Khloe Kardashian is pregnant. And then right below it, child was killed by a tow truck. And you're just like, fuck.
Was that the same one? Dude, there was another thing I was going to tell you that's fucking. Oh, there was a guy on the radio. This was great. I think he's a black conservative Republican, and he's talking to I guess she's a Democratic black lady on the radio. They're talking on the radio, right? And he's talking to her and saying how white privilege isn't a real thing, right? She doesn't. This is on the radio, and she goes, "Oh, well, that's your white privilege. That's because of your white privilege." And the guy goes, "What do you mean, my white privilege?" And she goes, "That's the luck, or that's the one of the advantages you have being white." And he goes, "Oh, I don't think you were. Maybe you weren't notified. I'm black." And then he just starts clowning her and blah blah blah. This is why white privilege doesn't exist. And he's like, "There's like privilege with being rich and." Excuse me. And he just starts going in on it. It was pretty funny. I'll show it to you when we end this. I'm trying to think what other current events you don't know.
I saw one kind of like that where it was this. I can't remember. There was a hearing going on about this man. I can't remember the whole thing, but basically, this woman senator or judge or whatever, she's trying to talk to this guy about. His insensitivity in the workplace or whatever.
Okay.
And so he goes to explain himself, and it's about how like he's marginalizing people, and then he goes to explain himself, and she goes, "It sounds like you're mansplaining," and so then this guy like goes on a tear. He goes, "What is that?" So
is this Jordan Peterson?
I can't remember.
Right.
I just saw it on YouTube. And he's like, what is that? And she goes, it's where a man tries to explain to a woman how, like, he's like, I don't know anything about it. I was just explaining my point of view. And he's like, that seems like you have some sort of gender bias. And then flips it on her to where
she's Jordan. He's a fucking.
He's just all she's doing is he's like, no. And he goes, I would never use a term like mansplaining. That's just marginalizing a gender. Why would you do that? And then she's like, what I was trying to say was, and she starts talking, and then he goes, See, right here, I could just say that you were woman-splaining, but I would never do that kind of thing.
Older guy, right?
Yeah.
Gray hair? Yeah, dude. That's, I think.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
That guy,
good.
Dude, he's pretty interesting to watch him debate with people. It's, Jordan Peterson. He's from Canada, and he's like a professor. And he, I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but he like caught news because he like pronouns. He won't use the pronouns, or he won't. His big thing is he's like, I don't like being told what I have to say. You know, like it's interesting how he argues stuff. But I think I've seen that one, and he's just so calm.
Yeah, he's very calm.
And just lets them talk, and then kind of just lets them hang themselves with their own words.
Because she's like, and now she felt so confident with herself when she did it.
Oh yeah.
And then she couldn't see the hypocrisy of the situation where it's like he's in here talking about how, and I think it was essentially like that where it's like, he doesn't want to be told what to say, and she found that she was offended by the fact that he's like that. So then she goes in and says mansplaining, and then I don't know if it was an act, but he definitely wrung that fucking rag dry of being like, geez,
oh yeah,
that was harsh mansplaining. I would never say anything like that.
Dude, he's so funny. Like when he's clowning people, like he was out of college, I think, and like some people say like the alt-right or he was on a campus, and people are like, so what do you feel about like these neo-Nazis over here that are over here? And he goes, I don't like Nazis.
Yeah. And
then they're like so what about them over here? And they're listening. And he's like, I don't like Nazis. Is that clear enough? I don't know what to tell you.
Trying to catch the guy. I don't like Nazis.
He's smart. Him and like, again, I don't necessarily agree with every argument Ben Shapiro has, but that dude is like
Ben Shapiro's hilarious,
dude, and he's like, I don't know how he stores all these fucking numbers in his head. Yeah, and you'll name something, and he'll just be like, oh really? Well, you're like fucking nerd.
Yeah, he even if you don't like him, and there's a lot of people who really don't like him, you got to be impressed with that dude's fucking ability to just drag out numbers.
And I don't, I'm not smart enough I don't know those facts.
That's for sure. You could just stop right there. So you want to do worthless of the week?
Yeah. Yep, let's do it. Just gonna stop right there. My worthless of the week is so. I mean, a little backstory. People know this is my second time now trying to use an iPhone, and I have 20 days. I got 20 days.
20 days
that I can use it, and if I don't like it, I can return it, and there's no penalty. I don't have to pay restocking or anything. So I'm gonna give it a good old college try for 20 days. And decide, but there's so much shit that, first of all, Apple's just cunts, like, because they won't change their stupid charging thing.
Yeah, I know the charging thing is bothering me.
This is an Apple iPhone, correct?
Correct.
You know that, right?
I do.
Dumb.
Wait, what?
The MacBook Pro is an Apple. So I want to charge my Apple phone.
Telephone, sure.
I should be able to plug it into my Apple MacBook Pro.
Your computer.
Nope. Different fucking plug.
Yeah.
There's a USB-C on the fucking MacBook Pro, and there's this stupid lightning, what is it called?
Lightning charge.
Cable,
station,
stupid
cable.
charger.
Yeah.
Also, the fuck, dude, and they're just, I know it's them old and being stubborn. Everybody uses this damn thing, these phones, and everybody keeps shaming me about my blue fucking bubbles. Do you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
Or my green bubbles on the text that I sent you
blue
before?
bubbles, green bubbles, who gives a shit?
Yeah, dude. Like this. Fucking, I told you. Okay, you're in a. Oh, let me back out of that. So we won't be looking at that. You're in here. You're in a messaging thing. If you're looking on the YouTube, and you want to go back, Android, it's all down here, or you can just swipe up from here.
Yeah.
Here, you gotta go fucking way up there, way up to the top.
I agree.
Also, dude, there's so much shit that's just it doesn't make sense. Their keyboard. This is dumb. This is one of the stupidest things. Why isn't there numbers above the keyboard up here? Your numbers should be up here. Like
yeah. Waze does it like that now.
Android does that.
Yeah,
all the
beautiful.
Android fucking apps.
I agree.
It's dumb. It's just stupid. So
I don't know one person who's an Apple consumer, not one person, that enjoyed or liked the switch to the Lightning port plug, even for headphones. Because when you buy a new phone, they give you a fresh pair of headphones. Here's a fresh pair, and then they're like, and then you look at it and you go, "What's up with this guy? What's up with this dealie?" And then not one person who consumes this shit is like, "What was wrong with the regular aux cord that we had? The pointer, because
they want to fuck you as much as possible."
Yes, it was that. I remember I bought the phone and the guy started explaining it because I didn't know anything about that. And I'm like, wait a minute. So if I want to listen to my phone with headphones on and not be a cunt, like fucking people send a team seem to be like lately, where they just listen to their thing on full fucking blast in the middle of like a coffee shop or something, and you're like, hey, put some fucking headphones in, and they're like, oh, sorry, I got the old kind and I need to listen to this thing. Just the regular jack was fine. Why? And they're like, but we have this little dealie. You hook that in, and then that hooks into your old iPhone headphone. Fuck you. Just give me. Why? That's pointless. And everyone says, fuck you. We don't like it. Change it.
Yeah, and Apple won't do it.
And Apple's like, From here on out, that's how it goes.
Oh, you don't like it? Don't buy the phone. Nope. Everybody still fucking buys it. That's one thing. There's an Android manufacturer, OnePlus. The company's called OnePlus. And their phone, the most recent phone is the 6T, which is an awesome phone. But the great thing about OnePlus is they listen to their consumers. Like they're an unlocked phone. They just got this last year. They got a contract with T-Mobile, so now they're sold at T-Mobile stores. But people would give their feedback. For the longest, they kept their headphone jack as a separate, like you have your charging and the headphone jack next to it, because everybody said, no, we want to keep the headphone jack. And then they just this last year got rid of it because they were like, people want battery life. We're going to give you a bigger battery, but the sacrifices, we got to get rid of the headphone jack. But OnePlus is great. Apple, fucking, they don't give a shit.
They don't care.
They're like, what are you going to do? You're going to buy the newest fucking one that comes out that'll have one fucking stupid difference than the last one.
See, and I feel like I'm okay with ranting and raving about this junk, because I don't like. This might be I feel like an old man even when I was a teenager, because I remember when cell phones first came out, I wanted nothing to do with them. I didn't want MySpace. I didn't want Facebook. I didn't want any of it. I was like, I'm cool with how I'm living. And I remember
Did you ever have a pager?
No.
I had a pager.
When I was 16, I got a cell phone for my birthday. And it was like a big brick, but it was a cell phone. I think you could play Centipede on it. And
did you have a flip?
No, it was one solid piece.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like a mini version of the cordless house phone.
Was it a Nokia?
Yes. And so I had that thing, and I remember I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" It was in the package. I was like, "Cool," and then I put it down, and then I think like a few weeks went by. I didn't take it out of the package. I never.
What
used
an
it.
asshole kid you are!
I know. And then my dad was like, "If you're gonna go out, you got to take your phone, so I know I can, if you need help or if you're stranded or whatever." So I was like, "All right." And then I had it, and then I didn't even turn it on. So now, with all the fucking new technology where they keep fucking you over, I'm like, I'm not saying I predicted this. I definitely didn't predict this. However, I feel like this is what technology is. It's just a fucking hub for people to be like, how can we gouge people as much as possible to give them a thing they don't even really need? We don't need all that shit on there, and yet they still find a way to make us feel like assholes for buying it.
And then this fucking piece of shit is $1,200. This is $1,200. The OnePlus 6T again, $600, and it's like the fucking top of the line.
Yeah. When you hear about Ari Shaffir going to a flip phone, it's like, I get it, man.
Yeah,
I get it. But if I didn't like watching fucking Seinfeld on my phone while I fall asleep, I would definitely switch to a flip phone.
Oh, God. So that's my fucking worthless of the week. Is that yours too, or you have a different one? Oh, you have a different one.
Valentine's Day.
Wait, this is going to be fun.
This is another new one. Or another old man coming to. I think it's here's how I feel about it.
How do you feel about it?
Here's how I feel about it.
What is the deal with Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day, we all are aware, is a manufactured holiday by corporations to, again, gouge you.
What do you mean manufactured?
Whatever.
Yeah.
People-factured.
Yeah.
To then go, here's a box of chocolate shaped like a heart, and here's a teddy bear with a heart on its belly, and here's a heart-shaped balloon, and here's a card with a bunch of hearts on it. Show the person in your life you love the most, you love them the most on one day a year. Here you go. Also, their birthday. Don't forget their birthday. Also, Christmas. Don't forget that.
Also, your anniversary date.
Yeah, don't forget that shit. So, Valentine's Day, I feel
also Mother's Day. Don't forget that.
Don't forget Mother's Day.
Jesus Christ.
All this shit. It's so annoying. I feel like George Costanza, where he's just like, birthdays, Christmases, engagement, it never ends. That's how I felt my whole life. And I still feel that way, and I'm with someone who I love, and even though I feel like it's a fucking horseshit holiday, I still participate.
Oh, yeah.
Because she likes it. Well, Valentine's Day snuck up on me this year, and I flew in. I had to get everything ready before leaving for the Underground weekend. And I was flying out on Valentine's Day.
Gotcha.
Did not hit me that it was Valentine's Day until I was in the fucking airport.
And Kelsey posted a thing she got all done up, right?
Yes.
You better appreciate this.
Hope you appreciate this, Kane, because I tried to make.
Is that where were you on the plane and seeing that going?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck. Now the other thing I also hate is this obligation that everyone has to try to make people feel like they have to do, where it's, hey, it's social media. So let me show you the person I'm with and how great they're so great. And instead of just posting that every few weeks, I'm going to post it on Valentine's Day in a slew of pictures that everyone's posting about. Here's the love of my life. I'm so glad I found them. They complete me. They're my best friend. La 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 la. Fine, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't bug me that they do it. I just don't want to do it.
Yes.
But I know she likes it. So I found an old video of her dancing like an idiot, and I posted it on my fucking social media, and I said, look at this goofball I'm with. I love her to death. Here you go.
Here's your stupid fucking video.
And it's also my way of going, I'm going to post this, and then when we get close to somewhere, I'm going to fucking pick her up something and give it to her. I'm also going to buy dinner before the show, because once we land, we got to rent a car.
Keep talking about the piss.
Drive to Olympia. And then we're gonna stop and get some dinner, and I was going to buy dinner, and then right next to dinner is this fucking fudge place, and I was going to pick her up something, and she brought up the fact in the car ride to Olympia that I didn't get her anything. And I was like, God damn, it was 4:00 when she brought it up, and I was like, God damn it, it's the day's not over, and we're going to dinner. You like don't expect me to buy, and I like went on this rant where I feel justified, but it's null and void. It makes no sense to rant and rave about it because next year I got to go through this shit again. Because even if I do make a solid case for myself, which I've made in previous times where I still get them something because I don't have enough strength in my and enough reserves in my soul to go, no, you're not getting anything. This holiday is made up. Even though I genuinely feel that way, I still fucking spend the money. I feel like a dick, and I do it anyway. Okay, so I feel like I should get some sort of leeway for fucking forgetting about the day because it's just not on my mind. Because again, it's not the birthday and it's not Christmas.
Right.
It's a nonsensical bullshit ass fuckface of a holiday, and I don't like participating in it or feeling like there's an obligation to participate in it. And I explained that to her, and you know what she says? She's like, sorry, all of my friends want to know what you got me. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what they think.
You should have been like, I got you this dick. Tell them that's what I got you, this dick.
But I still participate. I don't, and I don't. I've told her once. I just told her once before. We've been together 7 years. I haven't missed a Valentine's Day. I miss one Valentine's Day, and it's as if I've never done anything in my life.
And you flew.
Right.
And you went to dinner.
Thank you.
Dude, it's funny as I was thinking about just dating in general and stuff. It's like, actually, I was just talking to a girl about it today. I was like, and she was like, "Oh, I'm done with the whole dating thing," and I was like, I totally get that. I go, it'd be cool to have someone that, just to have someone that you like that gets you and like you can. But it's got to be somebody that gets you,
right?
Like where I can be like, if she wants to talk and I'm like, dude, I just got home, I'm beat, and she'll totally be like, hey, go fucking defrag or go play video games or go whatever.
Right.
I know you don't want to talk right now. And I mean, it's like that premise I had where I was like, I wish, like with dating, I wish you could just start in the relationship.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Oh God, you're
Instead
like,
of having
we have sex maybe a few times a week, and if we don't, that's cool.
Yeah,
we go have date night maybe a couple times a month.
Yeah, like being in the middle of the video game rather than starting.
Yeah,
where you're like, I gotta go get all these weapons and shields, and it's exactly the same. Yeah,
it is like starting a video game with the code that you already got everything.
Yeah, that would be great. And also the thing with Kelsey is she really doesn't expect that much of me. Or out of men in general. Right.
I mean, look who she's with.
I mean,
go on.
Hurtful and unnecessary, but
accurate.
But yeah, I mean, it's not like she's like, you didn't give me a big fucking teddy bear you won at the state fair. She's not like that. But she did. She was like, you didn't get me
a card
or anything. And I'm like, I know, and I know how that looks. However, I forgot it was Valentine's Day. And I feel like, and I know you express this to other women and you hope that some women are going to come to your aid and be like, yeah,
oh, no.
I agree. None of them give a fuck. And I'm like,
did you talk to your sister about it?
Yes. And she feels the same way where you're like, it's not her birthday. So if I forget Valentine's Day.
Wait, your sister's on your side or on Kelsey's side?
On Kelsey's side.
Oh, yeah.
They're all on Kelsey's side. No one's on my side. And I get that. I get why and I can even see where people, this is coming from like a there is no God perspective, where it's just like, come on, guys, the world's gonna end, and we're all gonna be in the dirt, and life doesn't matter. So when you say shit like that, in regards to like Valentine's Day, where it's corporate and they're just trying to gouge you, you look like an insane person who's just trying to get out of getting you something for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel like it's nonsense. And then if it was her birthday and I forgot, completely.
Have you ever come close to that?
No.
Okay.
Because I'm very diligent. Because I have forgotten people's birthdays. Not girlfriends, probably some girlfriends. But I've forgotten my mom's birthday and my sister's birthday and my dad's birthday on several different consecutive occasions. And they all go, hey, man, what the fuck?
Your dad?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. How fucking great would it be if you met a girl that basically handled all that shit, Christmas, birthdays, Valentine's Day, all that, how like we do, like a guy? What would that be like?
Kelsey is the closest you'll get to it.
Really?
I genuinely believe if I got her 1 year, I didn't have a lot of money, and I just picked her up like a little thing of makeup. It was like $20. It's all I had, and I'm like, I'm gonna spend my last $20 on her, and she was elated. So from coming from a place where you could be with somebody that's like, he got me a little thing of makeup, and then she tells all her friends, and all her friends are like, oh my God, he's so poor and ugly. So I think
they don't say the poor thing still.
No, they do. You should see their husbands' fucking bank accounts. So Kelsey's like, I think the closest I'm going to get. Because I've had girlfriends in the past who I did something and it sure wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Is there a woman out there that looks at Valentine's Day and also thinks it's hogwash? I have no idea.
We should, if there's a female listener, let us know. This is the part we'll put up right now.
Yes.
Is there a female listener that thinks Valentine's Day is hogwash?
Hogwash.
And by the way, say that again. Say what we just said.
Is there a female listener out there?
That's bad. Do you know that?
Why?
I don't know. When we were doing Aska, we had a lady on the fuck. Now I don't even know if I can say lady. She's a producer, and she had a shirt that says "Women Produces Dope." Very cool, Nell. But I was presenting a question where I was like, I was going to ask her, being a producer that's female, or being a female producer in this, and I got interrupted, and Kev's like, dude, you can't. It's woman. I'm like, being a woman producer? And like, I guess female? You're not supposed to say female?
Why not?
I don't know.
Isn't that like...
It's like derogatory, I guess, somehow.
Isn't that the correct terminology for the gender? Oh, my God. No. Is he...
Dude,
he was fucking with you.
No.
Did she correct you?
She, was kind of like... I was like, what? Wait, why is that? You can't say that? And... they're like, no, it's like, I don't fucking know. They were trying, and I just was like,
you have to explain that again. If there are any women listeners, right?
If there's a woman listener,
there's a woman listener,
if there's women listening. I don't get it. I don't know.
I don't understand. Scratch the Valentine's Day thing. If there is a woman listener out there who thinks that saying
female listener,
if there's a female listener out there, is derogatory in any way.
Why?
Yeah, please explain. Please.
Please, female, explain to me.
Yes, because I need to know.
Please, woman, explain to me.
I'm a very curious person, and so I need to know why, because that doesn't make any sense. However, it's not like I'm always constantly using the term female. I'm always using the term broad.
I'm gonna leave that in. All right, what are you plugging? What do you got coming up?
March 8th and 9th, I'll be at the Looney's Comedy Corner in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Right.
And I will also go to KaneHollowayComedy.com for more of those show dates. But the big one, March 24th, 2 shows, 7 and 9 for my album recording at the Pasadena Ice House Comedy Club.
What I love is I can't really shit on all your usernames anymore because you've fucking deleted all your social media.
Rather than find one that matches, I just fucking ghosted all of them.
I can't be like, what's your Twitter? And you go, don't got one. Well, what's your Facebook? Nope.
That running joke of 6 years is long gone.
I will be, let's see, This comes out tomorrow. I'm with Comedy Pop-Up. Oh, yeah. Did you mention that? We're doing Comedy Pop-Up tomorrow.
Comedy Pop-Up presents an all-podcast host of the Comedy Pop-Up Network show at the Dojo in Hollywood.
Have you ever done that before? Either have I. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then this weekend, Friday the 22nd, Saturday the 23rd, and Sunday the 24th, I'm going to be with Kev. I think we're in Lafayette, San Antonio, Houston. Go to Kev on stage, and then also Wednesday I'm going to be with him in is that to Las Vegas? I don't know. Just go to Kev on stage for those dates.
Yeah,
I'm going to be with him doing some churches. I think 3 of the shows are already sold out. So, and then I'll be in Boston. Woo ha ha! Nick's Comedy Stop. Laugh Boston.
Whoa. Whoa.
Sounds great. Okay. Thanks, guys. And if there is a one of these girls out here that can tell us, please explain. No, I don't. I have no idea. It was interesting.
I don't understand it.
I literally was in the middle of it going, you can't say, you're not supposed to say female?
Well, yeah, it was like the couple episodes ago when I said the word cripple and you were like,
dude, jeez, and you said it again.
But again,
it's not even a gang member you're talking about.
And I was just sitting there going, wait, what did I do? I had no clue, and I was very and I heard somebody say that word the other day.
And were you like, geez?
Yeah, I was like, did they know they're not supposed to say that anymore? It feels like that's what the world is now walking around, where you're just like, hey, you know you're not supposed to be doing that anymore.
I want somebody to go to talk to me about white privilege so that I can just go, and not they can't be white though. Like somebody be like, oh, that's your white privilege. Yeah, I'm like, first of all, you don't know what my white privilege is like, just like I don't know what your blackness will be like, or your being Asian is.
Right, but yeah.
So please don't speak to my white privilege.
Yeah. And also, I learn a lot about being a white man through the lens of other races. They tell me a lot, like, because you're white, ipso
that's
facto.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, really? I had no idea.
I had no idea that was being white. Thank you.
I thought I was just being me. But apparently I'm white.
Bye. Listen to the rate review, everybody. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, bye. If a person fucking listens to this till the end, you deserve a prize. Your prize is to go to iTunes and rate or review this podcast. Give it 5 stars, you motherfuckers. Fucking say something nice. Oh, you fucks. I'm dying right now. You motherfuckers. I've been doing this fucking piece of shit for 5 years. I'm averaging about 2 fucking reviews a year. Go fucking write some, you motherfuckers. Oh, fuck.
That is the realest I've ever heard you.
God.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?